Tonight on Sai's Eyes on the Skies.
As we take a look outside, we can see some storms and possible showers around the area. I'll have more on that later in the show.
Plus, Luke has a look at your national forecast. Sai's Eyes on the Skies for Thursday, September 30th starts now.
Live from Studio 171 in Ames, Iowa, the Iowa State Meteorology Department team of meteorologists brings you the latest weather from around the country and out your front door. Iowa State's longest-running television program and the only live weather broadcast on campus starts right now. This is Sai's Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I am your host, Avery Andersen. We begin with tonight's weather story. On this date in 1987, afternoon thunderstorms in Michigan produced hail an inch in diameter at Pinckney and wind gusts to 68 miles per hour in Wyandotte. A thunderstorm in northern Indiana produced wet snow at South Bend. 7 cities in the northwestern United States reported record high temperatures for the day, including readings of 98 degrees at Medford, Oregon, and 101 degrees in downtown Sacramento, California. 35 years ago today, thunderstorms, which had inundated northern sections of Oklahoma with heavy rain, temporarily shifted southward, producing 4 to 8 inches of rain from Shawnee to Stillwell. Baseball-sized and 80-mile-per-hour winds ripped through parts of southeast Oklahoma City, and thunderstorms with winds caused more than $500,000 in damage at Shawnee. To discuss more on what's happening around the country, here's Luke with our national forecast.
As we take a look at the headlines around the country for this weekend, we have a severe threat today in southwestern Texas that's ongoing right now. We have a very active Atlantic with Hurricane Sam and Tropical Storm Victor. And we also have a cool down into the weekend for much of the nation. I'll have more on that after the break.
Welcome back. Now here's Luke with a look at what's happening around the nation.
I'm meteorologist Luke Prokosch, and we'll take a look at the satellite radar for the country right now as we got a high pressure moving out of the Midwest with a very good low pressure moving in, bringing some rain to much of the central plains and Midwest right now. You can see they got the severe storms ongoing right now in Texas and very spotty showers and thunderstorms for Missouri, Iowa, and Minnesota. And as we take a look at the satellite radar for the tropics, like I mentioned earlier, here's Hurricane Sam, a very violent Category 4 hurricane right now, with Tropical Storm Victor all the way over here off the coast of Africa. And it's trying very hard, something to keep an eye on, but it's probably not going to amount to much as it goes through the Atlantic with another tropical disturbance that is not doing anything right out in front of it. As you look at the watches and warnings around the country, we have a frost advisory over here in the central plains. Temperatures are falling down. It's the beginning of fall. You got to watch for those plants in those gardens. We've got an air quality alert over in California, probably due to all the fires out there. And then we got that severe thunderstorm warning, like I mentioned, for the severe threat. More on the severe threat right now as we look. Flooding threat, not that high, but we got a very moderate wind and hail threat with a low, but not all the way out of the picture, tornado threat. As we look at temperatures around the country, we got a cold pool right now in Colorado and New Mexico as the heat for the Midwest and central U.S. is moving out with that low pressure moving in. As you look at the Midwest, temperatures in Des Moines, 81, Minneapolis, 79, 66 in North Platte, right behind that cold front moving through. Look up in the Northeast, we have very cool temperatures, 53 in Albany, 50 in Caribou, 61 in Boston. That's very fall-like, very pleasant temperatures for this time of year. We look down in the Southeast, 79 in New Orleans, 83 in Houston, 81 in Montgomery, 89 in Tampa. Very warm, but very typical for this time of year in Florida. As you look at the southwest, not that warm of temperatures. 75 in Los Angeles, 86 in Bakersfield, 62 in Cedar City, 49 in Durango, and that is quite chilly. That's borderline winter temperatures. As you look at the northwest, we got Seattle at 56. We got rain moving out of the area right now. 75 in Glasgow, 70 in Billings, 70 in Boise. Very pleasant temperatures. As you look at the future cast for tonight into tomorrow, we got that rain moving across Texas. The rain moving out of Iowa into Minnesota. Probably going to rain most of the day up in Minnesota. And we got storms moving into Missouri tomorrow night, overnight. That cold front's going to sweep through much of the central U.S. We got the rain, the system bringing rain all the way up into Iowa for much of the day, Saturday into Sunday. As you look at the week ahead in St. Louis, Missouri, like I mentioned, the rain, storms for much of the weekend. But right after that, we got the pleasant temperatures, pleasant sunny, cloudy days. It's going to be beautiful next week. Back to Avery.
All right. Thank you, Luke, for that forecast. Now, let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. What do you call a tornado that forms over water? Is it A, a derecho, B, a spinny water noodle, C, a water spout, or D, I don't know, ask Dave. We'll have the answer to that question coming up right after this. Now, let's take a look up ahead with Luke.
All right, as we take a look at our current conditions, 82 degrees and mostly sunny with some clouds out in the area. It's pretty warm for this type of year. It feels like 83. Dew points are pretty high. Very muggy outside right now. I would call it uncomfortable, but that's just my opinion. Winds out of the south-southeast at 9 miles an hour. As we take a look at the satellite radar right now, like I mentioned, we have the pop-up showers and storms moving through much of Iowa right now. It's locally heavy rainfall with these storms, but very unlikely that you get hit by these storms. So it's just something to keep an eye on as you're going out this evening. As you look at the temperatures right now, I mentioned that 82 in Ames, 81 in Des Moines, 68 in Sioux City as that cold front and that low pressure is moving into the area tonight and into tomorrow. It's going to bring those cool temperatures and cool dew points across much of Iowa. Get rid of these 84s, 82s. These will all be out of here into the weekend. Like I mentioned, those dew points, 62, 64, is very muggy for this type of year. It's not what you want to see when you're heading into fall. You want those nice fall evenings, fall foliage. It's just not what you want for this type of year. Look at the feels like temperatures. That is inaccurate. It's actually feels like of 83 in Ames. We'll just skip this page for now then. As we look at the wind speed outside, I mentioned that 6 miles an hour out of the south, 7 out of the south, much muggy air being brought up from the south with this wind right now. As we look in the future cast for the wind, same story into the weekend until that cold front moves through. That doesn't look right. So I'm going to move ahead. Oh, okay, it was delayed by a day. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is what I forecasted. So yes, this is tomorrow evening into Saturday as the rain's moving through. If we look at the drought monitor, we got a pretty severe drought for much of the central Iowa, but the borders, southwest, southern Iowa, it's mostly out of the drought for the season. As we look ahead at future casts, we got those storms and showers moving out of the area tonight. And we got more rain moving in Friday evening into Saturday. You might see some rain Saturday, for the game. Bring a poncho, bring an umbrella. It's going to be wet. And we move into Saturday evening, into Sunday, and then the storm and the rains move out, and it'll be pleasant for the rest of the week. Look ahead for tomorrow, 64 when you wake up. 79 by 2 lunch hour. It's going to be a lot cooler than today, but watch out for those rain showers and thunderstorms into the evening. And 69 by 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Look at the lows for tomorrow night. 61 in Ames, 64 in Des Moines, 62 in Council Bluffs, and 60 in Sioux City. And look at the highs for tomorrow. 81 in Ames, 78 in Fort Dodge, 81 in Mason City. And we'll get that cold front moving through to get all those temperatures out of there. Look at the game day forecast. 70 around 6 p.m. for a kickoff, but we got those showers in the area. And 65, not much of a cool off, but those showers stick around for much of the game. Take a look at the week ahead. I mentioned those showers Saturday, Friday night into Saturday, temperatures dropping into the low 70s, and pleasant weather for the rest of the week.
You know, Luke, it just wouldn't be an Iowa State game day weekend without a little rain, would it not?
Especially against Kansas, definitely not.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that forecast. Now, let's review tonight's trivia question. What do you call a tornado that forms over water? Is it A, a derecho, B, a spinny water noodle, C, a water spout, or D? I don't know, ask Dave. I just think asking Dave's, it's always a good option when you don't know what to do. But what do you think?
I was always thinking it was a wedge, and I'm clearly wrong, so I would ask Dave on this one.
Well, as cool as spinny water noodle sounds, the answer is C. It's a water spout. You know, I would seriously love to forecast for a spinny water noodle, though.
Oh, yeah, it'd be amazing being
A spinny
on.
water noodle warning sounds way cooler than a water spout warning.
Oh, for sure. And then, some people might think it's fun. And,
Yeah.
It's
And go
less
out
dangerous.
and have a little fun at the little ocean water park or whatever. Anyway, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can find every show on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later.